believe we are live. So I'll say, indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me once again on another day, another moment, another opportunity for us to consciously evolve ourselves. Today's whole stream topic is going to be about changing our minds, changing the minds of others. Just this concept of the fact that we can change that which is mind. You can probably notice behind me, the mountains are not actually as visible as they're supposed to be. The tire burning from yesterday hasn't ceased, it seems. It's driving me viscerally angry. And the biggest thing, the biggest reason that it's driving me angry is I don't understand how people's minds can work that way. Like, how do some people have it in their mind? Yeah, let's just burn all of this plastic, you know? Yeah, it's gonna poison everybody in the area, my children included, but maybe they don't know. Maybe ignorance is bliss, you know? Maybe, yeah, that does make kind of sense. Change your mind. And change your mind. The future we're heading into is going to be quite tumultuous. Oh, whoa, whoa. How am I hearing myself? The fuck is happening? I think, definitely. Testing. That's better. For some reason, the live space stream is broken. It's echoing my voice back to me. There we go. Let me say hi to Shan and Dan and Joy too, and even Mojo, and there's Sam as well. Sending you friends so much lovins. Let me see. I'm feeling very scared about being unemployed, and I've been drinking too much beer. How about that, Dan? That's very interesting, bro. I have also been not scared about being unemployed. You know, fortunately, I'm not employed, right? So I can't be more unemployed. You know, fortunately, that does kind of give me a certain sense of solace. But I have been experiencing this sense of concern. I don't want to use the word dread, but it can be pretty dreadful sometimes as well, you know. And there's just this experience of being heavy, you know, like having a hard time being motivated for anything, you know. Just a feeling of hopelessness, I guess, could be one way as well to describe it. And I had a phone call with Christian this morning, and he was echoing all of these nodes, you know, same feelings that he's also going through right now, and how it's influencing him. And he's also been drinking more, you know, as like a means to kind of cope with that experience. I don't drink, which I'm happy about, but I do eat, which I feel is technically the same thing. I have food hangovers as well, where I feel groggy the next morning if I, you know, especially if I eat late at night. It's not necessarily pleasant, but we do it to feel like we are in control of at least something. So, what am I trying to say, Dan? I'm trying to say you're not the only one, bro. I don't know if that is insensitive, but maybe it can give you a sense of solace to know that you're not suffering alone. Oh, like the whole collective human psyche is tripping themselves out right now, being like chewing nails, you know. And we're gonna have to change our minds. We're gonna have to change our minds, Dan. We're going to have to transition from a state of reality that we think is reality, as it is right now, to a state of reality that keeps shifting. Right? Imagine this, and this is probably how it's gonna go down. You get to establish yourself, right? You have had all of this work, all of this life, all of this experience that you have kind of gone through to become who you are right now. And as you were doing that on a biological level, you were basically creating infrastructure, neurological patterns that were basically establishing what you think your world is, right? But we are going to head into a world where what you think the world is not going to be what the world is a year after that. And then it's not going to be the world you think it was a year after that, again 6 months later. And then again, and then again, right? We are going to have to radically change the way we perceive our reality, especially when it comes to our ability to accept the amount of change that is happening. Did I make a mistake? Oh, 905. There we go. No, Natalie did. Sending you love-ins. Let me see some more comments. So, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say, get ready for some change. Get ready. Be willing to let your mind be completely open to whatever reality throws at you. I don't know if you friends have been going through it as well, but I've been experiencing some whack dreams on top of all of this experience, you know. I feel in part the reason I'm having a hard time sleeping is because I know there's some whackness waiting for me in my dream space, you know, and it's pretty whackness. It's like much whackness. Yeah, I feel you. It is scary. I've been there. But you have unemployment checks for a year, right? You friends are lucky to live in a first world country like you do. Having just turned 29, I don't feel good about being unemployed, single, and spending $3,500 a month on a life that is unfulfilling because I'm too broke to do anything. Is your rent and food expenditure $3,500 a month right now? I know you live in New York, bro, but fuck, that's so much money. That's absurd, actually. you can move back in with mom, dude. I don't think there's any shame in that as well. I feel we have unfortunately been a little bit brain damaged by society to believe we're supposed to be married and having kids at a certain age. And it's a lot of work to kind of look past that stuff yourself. Is this live? Film, TV, and live. It's Cassiopeia Dwarf. Yeah, it is live. Sending you love-ins. I still love your videos. I'm still doing them day after day after day after day after day after day after day into infinity and beyond. Right? I'll get to ride whatever this wave of insanity is that we're embracing again as humanity. It's going to be an adventure. Right? As long as we can hold that in our minds, as long as we can change our minds from, oh no, it's going to be so uncertain, which it is, to, oh wow, it's going to be such an adventure, which it will be. It's going to be easier, at least I believe. Rent is 2,000. I'm going to get your comment now, dude. I'm already tripping out. Me too. I don't, Joy. I was denied unemployment. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry. Can you downsize, get a roommate maybe? Not in New York now, Joy. The housing market is terrible. You're in New York City, yep. I'm sorry you're having a hard time, Dan. Thankfully, change is the only constant. I like how Shan is also on the same fractal. I believe things will get better for you, friend. It's just a matter of time and being patient. And you're equipping yourself with skills, Dan. I don't even have close to the capital, you know, to pay you a salary that is going to facilitate your quality of life right now. But the stuff that I want to do in the future is going to require problem solvers, right? People who can critically think for themselves. And you have put in the work, bro. You're still putting in the work. And that is what's valuable, right? Even if the economy crashes, even if, you know, there's no jobs available, someone who's willing to put in the effort to learn new skills, to do cool things, is always going to be a valuable member of society. Change your mind. Change your mind from the doomerism, dude. You got this. Oh boy, the technical difficulties episode. Are you friends having technical difficulties on my side? Am I not coming through clear? Dan, you can work tomorrow if you call Robert Half. Register and get that job. I have no idea what those words mean. Dan, that won't last. Always. Look at all of your options and make the best choice you can for yourself. This is the way. Yeah, Mel, my live space page is still streaming yesterday's stream, even after logging out and in again. I was streaming, but I think it turned itself off again for some reason. Let's turn this off again. Start it up again. Change your mind. It's not easy changing our minds. Our minds like believing they're right. No, it's doing it again. I want to hear myself, dude. Yeah, live space, bro. Livespace had such a great opportunity to actually capitalize because Twitch is trying to also, Sudoku itself. And they dropped the ball. Now Kick is going to be the platform that people actually end up going to. And that site is funded by some pretty shady individuals. Plus, is basically a gambling funnel. My bottle is splitting at the bottom. I'm feeling all of the tension. I'm feeling it. I'm like, I'm getting chewed at as well. Okay. I accept. Change is inevitable. Not tomorrow, but Monday. Robert Half. If you call a Robert Half, register and get that job. I still don't know what that means. I'm appreciating it nonetheless. I appreciate the kind words, Joy. Just not seeing any options I'm happy with. It's making me feel quite depressed. Shell, what's Robert Half? I'm happy I'm not the only one. It's a staffing agency. Okay, temp work. There we go. I'm breathing whatever is in the air. You see that? That mountain is usually clear behind me. Whatever is in that air is in my air, and I'm breathing it right now, and it's pissing me off. Oh, it's irritating me more than I'd like to admit. Makes me monstrous. Get to see the doggies play behind me at least, right? I had this whole imagination while I was doing yoga of finding whoever is burning tires, and I'll pause there. You can imagine for yourself the rest of it. And I was just laying there. I was like, bruh, how could you? Oh, how could you do that? My poor Mama Gaia, putting all of this smog in my air. All of our air. Your children's air, dude. Stop. Stop doing that. Stop it. Stop it. Employment agency Dan, every field, they're number one. 2 weeks tops if you have any skill at all. How about that? Thank you, friends, for giving him that resource as well. I used to do temp work back in the day and got a permanent job through one of the agencies too. There we go. Dry story joining us as well. Sending you lovin's friend. You're a great Reg Shell. I appreciate it. Absolutely. You're 100 days late, Natalie. Don't mind me. Excited typo. Just got some crap news. I'm laid off for a month, but maybe this calls for new adventures. How about that, Dan? How about that, dude? I don't know if that is helping. I like how Dan is like, oh, bros, I'm stressing about being unemployed. And then Dry Story and comes into chat, goes, yeah, I just got unemployed. I just got fucking laid off. And Dan goes, one fractal is, at least I'm not unemployed yet, but other people are being unemployed. And then the other fractal is like, oh, I'm definitely going to get unemployed. Probably a lot of us are going to be unemployed. And there are only a few options, Option 1, we eat everything. Option 2, we eat food. Those are our options. And it's that simple. It really is that simple. And it'll be up to them, the powers that be, to try and coerce humanity. And if it's not something satisfactory, it's not going to be a fun time for any of us. For none of us. It's not going to be a fun time, right? Like it's again going to be a changing of the mind that we have to do. We're going to have to try and get past greed. How are we going to get past greed? Such a difficult fractal to, even consider. But that's what we're here for. I'm happy that you're planning on going on an adventure, though, Dry. Sounds like a good time to me. So much unemployment happening right now. Yeah. By the end of the year, they've predicted something like 300 million jobs are going to be lost. Just by the end of the year. And that definitely isn't going to slow down. Nope. We're going to have to figure out what to do with ourselves. Again, your purpose is not your job. Your purpose is to be a loving individual. And if you don't have anybody to love around you, love yourself. Love the building you're sleeping in. Love the plants you have growing in your apartment. Love your animals. Call someone. Reach out to one of our friends and stream. Love them. That is the thing you will always have to do, right? You will always have to love yourself and other people. So get good at that. Change your mind from I have to earn money to survive to I am going to be as loving as I possibly can be. I'm sitting here smelling the flowers and watching the pollinators. Yeah, my dreams have been wild too. Is this live? It is. I still love your videos. Love you too. I'm so sorry, Dry. Like, I like that you're seeing this as a possible positive opportunity, though. That's changing the mind, right? So much love is being sent. Is that a cat? Yes, there we go. Rent is $2,150. That's like basically a whole year worth of Patreon for a single month of just rent, and then it goes disappeared. With utilities, it comes out to 3,500, and I can't move back with mom anymore. She's downsized and has a dog now. She's got my cats. It's part of the reason I feel so scared. Well, Dan, come to South Africa, bro. Come to South Africa. Come here. With $3,500, you'd be a baller. Or you'd like live like a king. Like seriously, $3,500 is, I think, three times my brother's current salary, and he has an engineering degree, and he's considered to be very successful in South Africa. Salary of a teacher is about $800, maybe $700. So you spend like 4 times a teacher's salary essentially just on rent a month, right? At least the skill you've learned now, pressing buttons, you can do that anywhere in the world. Come to South Africa. Come on, dude. Come to South Africa. It's like, Melt, no, I don't want to come to South Africa. Come to South Africa, bro. I know shit's whack sometimes. But solar technology is pretty cheap now, dude. You can buy batteries. That's like literally the only thing. Food is pretty cheap here as well. It's a poppers. Can't get computer working. So yay, joining from the phone. You also have technical difficulties, Kristen. It seems like it's a theme today. Some stress, some like angst in the human psyche happening, right? Like all of us, like just we're connected in a ways that we cannot even see with our eyes, that we cannot feel with our bodies, but we are connected. We can notice the amount of angst happening in the cognitive psyche of humanity right now. Can't make chat work. It's working for us at least. I had some money saved for a trip. Might as well do it now before I have to go back, right, to see the world and grow. Traveling, exploring, seeing different places and talking to different people is probably the best way to grow yourself as well. If I could get rid of monetary concepts today, I would. Me too. The way you said it specifically, me too. Monetary concepts. Yeah, it's difficult though. I'm trying to do it just in my own mind, and it's even hard to remove it from my own brain. Never mind all of ours. I'm realizing that this coding skill is gonna take much longer than 3-month boot camp. Yeah, it's gonna take your whole life. It's gonna take your whole life. I have friends, Dan, that have been coding for 10 years now. Holy shit, they've been coding for 10 years. They've been coding for 10 years, Dan. They're still learning new things. Oh, they're still in their own minds bad at it. And I hope that you're using ChatGPT, learning how to code now with a tool like that in your, or maybe just Copilot. Like if you learn how to code with one of those tools, you're gonna be pretty godlike in comparison to people who have been spending their last 10 years coding normally. So chillax, chillax. Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of time. I need income soon though, and I don't see a clear path forward. moving out of New York, dude. That's that's my recommendation first and foremost. Like New York is not a good place to live if rent and utilities and cost of living is your concern, right? I know that there's opportunities there, and that's why you moved there in the first place. But yeah, living in a place that costs $3,500 just to subside. That's the right word, right? Google. Hey Google, define subside. Subside, become less intense, violent, or severe. No, subside is not the word. To just exist, $3,500 to just exist, right? And then you're not like I'm tripping out. I'm getting angry just thinking about that. Even talk to your mom. Maybe y'all can move in together in another space. Your mom isn't gonna let you and the cats be homeless. Exactly. This is super clear. The stream subsist. Thank you, Mojo. That's the correct one. That sounds perfect, Dry. So much love. Dan, depending on how much you've been able to learn, you may be able to get a low level tech position somewhere doing turn it off and turn it back on again troubleshooting. It's true, but I can hear Dan's ego kick and scream just reading that sentence. I can feel your mind, bro. Why was your unemployment denied? Can you appeal? I'm Joy V. On Red 2 Films. There we go. That's right. That's the question I have, Joy. Was it a legitimate reason? Is there any reason to suspect sh- shenanigans? Shenanigans? Shenanigansery. Shenanigananas. Shenan. I'm losing my mind. I feel it. I feel like the amount of tension happening in the world right now. AI is a literal paradigm shift, right? Like, just think for yourself. If you were the type of person who was like a delivery person, let's take the example of maybe you were tasked to drive envelopes of files to companies, right? So it was your purpose to get in a car with this stack of files and then go to that place and then give this other people these stack of files, right? And then the fax machine gets invented. Boom, gone. Job gone. Right? Now with AI, we have exponentially accelerated that whole little fractal. Oh shit, sofa, sending you lovin's. Thank you for joining me too, friend. It's nice having you here. Druid, I thought you were all deaders. I don't know what that means either. Live space stream is working. Sick of. I think it's just you though. Yeah, it's just you, Shen. I'm okay with it. No joy. There's a worldwide Druid and Bard order. There is a chapter here where chapel here where I live. I'm going to try and train to become a Druid priestess that can officiate weddings. Yeah, I agree, Carl. That sounds sick. That's the way I'm going to articulate. I'm gonna ask a stupid question. Why would you burn tires? Why do you do that with all of that poison goo? Yeah, that's what I'm also asking myself, Joy. And it's very very distressing that I can't come up with a reasonable answer other than because, right? Why burn the tires? Because tires in way. There's big heap tires, big fires. You know, burn that shiznit. Now there's less tires, but there's that tires now my microparticulates that's in the air that I can now breathe into my lungs. You know, it wasn't bad enough that there's tires in my field of vision. Now it's inside of my body. Yay! Screaming my freaking lungs out. Really films? Bards too? That sounds amazing. It really does. Sounds like a whole trip. Do you need to be registered somewhere? I'm guessing. My best friend made me coffee this morning and accidentally put scoops of chia seeds in it, thinking it was sugar. Now I'm drinking chia seed coffee with my donut. The new bulletproof coffee. That I don't know why, but it sounds kind of cursed. Like I've had chia seeds in water. It's like drinking fish eggs, or drinking more like frog eggs, I guess. Chia seeds and coffee. That's kind of hilarious. I love I love it. Joe Schmo joining us too, saying, good morning, dear friends. It feels like there's a lot of static out here today. You're loved and you're worthy of peace, my friends. Just a friendly reminder. It's a good one to have. Allow yourself just a moment of peace. Change your mind to a state of peace. How do I do that, Mel? I don't know how to do that. It's easy. You want to do it with me? Let's do it together. We go. One more. If you followed along with me and you don't feel even a little bit more peaceful after doing that, then do it some more until you feel peaceful, all right? And then if you never feel peaceful, then eventually, again, I don't want to be yikes. So the way I'm thinking of it is we have to breathe, right? And if you keep breathing in pursuit of becoming more peaceful, eventually, in like, let's say 100 or 200 years, you will get the ultimate peace by not breathing anymore, right? So all you have to do is keep breathing until you gain peace. One breath at a time. Is your friend legally blind or perhaps a visitor? The chai seeds. I lost 30 kilograms. Congratulations, Cassiopeia Dwarf. That's amazing, friend. 30 kilograms. That's like 70 pounds or something. That's insane. I'm so proud of you, friend. That's really cool. It was probably not easy. Losing weight is definitely not an easy approach or easy pursuit. I'm proud of you for doing that, though. Sorry for being a downer. You're not being a downer, dude. We are consciously evolving. This is clearly the topic we needed to participate in. Is that a Connor I see as well? Happens to you. Let's see. I just have emotional needs that I've been neglecting and I'm ready to address. But socializing, dating, experiencing the awesome city I live in, all that requires money. Yeah, that's why I don't socialize or date or experience anything, Dan. That's why I stay. I stay put. And it's been pretty daunting, kind of like getting okay with that, right? We have been convinced that you're supposed to live a certain type of life during your 20s. And I have taken on the approach of not, right? Almost seeing it as a trap, being like, wait a second, I'm supposed to spend copious amounts of money paying for rent and experiences and food and dating during the time of my life when I have the least. And then when I have more, I'm supposed to be investing. So I flip that on its side, or, in reverse, where I would rather invest my 20s into something and then chillax, experience, socialize, in my 30s instead. I think that would be easier for me at least. Lots of uncertified priestesses on the stream. So much love. Update. Investigation met with me yesterday. I spilled all of the beans. I don't know why, but instantaneously I just saw, Shelly with like a can opener of a can of beans. And then just like over the office. Please, please stop doing it. Thank you for spilling the beans. Where did you lose it, Phil? Joy, he's a guy, lol. I moved the sugar into the cabinet and he just grabbed the Nest container that was by thinking it was the same thing. That's hilarious. Out here meeting. He's a guy, nothing else needs to be said, Beansy. Do you deserve to get Dan, you deserve to get our support this morning. Take it and just say thanks. Don't apologize though. Agreed. We don't have to apologize, right? If you did something atrocious, if you tried to hurt someone's feelings, if you were being mean or abrasive or aggressive, then I would appreciate an apology, being like, yeah, this person acknowledges that what they did was wrong, right? But you share your feelings, even if they're not, happy chappy, the best feelings in the world. That doesn't make you wrong. Just Pepe's being so jelly. Look at her. I'm like trying to touch Yudi, and she's like, "No, no, give me the attention." You don't have to apologize for being a person, right? For feeling things, for thinking things. This is why we open this space to one another, right? And even if I might not be able to reach out to you and give you some comfort, we'll have other friends that will be willing to share love with you as well. Wise, loving words, Mel. I've been practicing. I've been practicing. Yeah, she's such a jelly bobelli. And Yudi is so chill. He's like such a cool dude. Look at him. He's just like having the time of his life. Oh, I'm gonna give Yudi some attention. Oh, I'm gonna give. He's too far away from me. I'll be giving him a smell off. Pippi got bathed today. Shantae put her little collar back on. Okay, let's continue reading. Better out than in, Dan. We love you. Exactly. Mojo, uncertified priestesses. If you're giving out certificates, a priestess wouldn't want one. That's if they're giving out certificates, a priestess wouldn't want one. I feel a priestess, in my mind at least, is what do we call it? Self-chosen, self-elected. Don't lick me on my face. Yeah, I love you too. Thank you. Where if you believe you're a priestess, that's the best way to be a priestess, right? If you believe you're not one, that's the best way not to be one. Kind of vibe. That's the easiest way to articulate what I'm thinking right now. Sam, I was nervous at first, but was made to feel like I am in the right, and the boss is now part of the investigation since he covered it up. They were fraudings. They were Hoying frauds. So I feel like that was the correct approach. We can't let's just let that continue. Because if it happens once, that's the thing, Shell. If that just starts happening and there is this like kind of like uncommunicated assumption or uncommunicated, what's the exact word I'm looking for? Uncommunicated expectation that stuff like that need to be swept under the rug, then suddenly it's like watching someone lift up the carpet and sweeping things underneath there. And then next time you have a bunch of dirt, you're like, maybe I should just, you know, do this quickly. And learn the hard lesson, exactly. Joy's saying. So there's just some reports published that a single person living in the Bay is considered low income at $104,000 a year. I keep telling y'all I'm poor and you don't believe me. If that is considered low income, Joy, I'm like at 5K a year. I think that was last year. The first year where they actually were earning something. 5K a year. Like that's so fucking absurd, Cost of living. It's not okay. $104,000 a year. That's a lot of money in South Africa. Like you would straight up be, I think, like top, maybe even top 1% in South Africa with that kind of salary here. You're right. I'll be down for adventure if I was in that situation, to be honest. Does sound fun, right? Joe, it's for officiating weddings, so it's celebrant certification. I think you can get them online as well. Even like normal, pastoral or priest. I think like even normal priest certification you can get online. Meld, when you say coding, are you referring to C#? Forgive my ignorance. I'm not tech savvy. Oh, there's a lot of them. There's Python. There's C#. I think a cow just got stuck. Yeah, there we go. Kristen with a C sharp, JavaScript, exactly. There's a bunch of them. They're basically just languages. It's you talking like baby language to a computer so that the computer can talk to itself, is the way that programming basically works. It's like you're trying to explain to something very stupid what you wanted to do painstakingly, right? And then it will do exactly what you say it was supposed to do. And then what you told it to do will make mistakes. And then you'll have to fix those mistakes. And then those fixing of the mistakes means that there are other things that are wrong. And there's like a console basically giving you some sort of idea of like what is happening, and go back and forth, iterating. Eva being so dapper. There is a creature sitting on my body right now. I wonder if it changes my mind. Wat er gebeur? Je best vastgezet of ietsie? Oh, ja. Marshakish. Sup, sis. Thank you again. My bad. I don't usually consult the law. I don't think about that one. Same. The investigation move a lot. That'll make the investigation move a lot faster. How nice for him. I just copied the message and I'll upload them Monday. But today and tomorrow, I'm pampering myself. It is weekend after all. Take care of your mind. Take care of your mind too. Good morning to you, Duck Dad. It's nice seeing you too. My grown house is empty for the next 6 months. Come live in Chicago. There you go, dude. You got place to live for the next 6 months, bro. Shkabow. There you go. You could, you know, help a little bit with the plans maybe once it's up again. I didn't just tell me to move on and not report. He wrote it in Microsoft Teams. Yeah, that's what we call incriminating evidence. That's a little bit yikesy bo bikesy. Oh, now you're speaking my language. What kind of pampering? To be honest, Melt, I wouldn't mind a low-level tech job as long as I get paid like 90K. Don't really care what I'm doing if I have my time and enough resources to do what I want with. Yeah, that's the thing, unfortunately, Dan. When you get a low-level tech job, you're not gonna get paid 90K, right? In South Africa, with a low-level tech job, you could expect to earn at most maybe $1,000 a month, so 12K a year, right? And that's where the ego comes in, where it's like, hell no, I'm not gonna get paid less. Fuck that. Oh, she's mad. Love you again. Matters of the spirit cannot be marginalized by the laws of a certain group of monkeys. Yeah, it's true. Really kind of you, Dog Dad, streaming and stretching, lying by the pool as it warms up, NorCal. And I want to sew something pretty. That sounds like some good pampering. I have savings to live in New York for like 15 more months so I can support myself for a while. That's good. Just worried about being forced to take a job that pays shit and then has shit hours out of necessity. Yeah, that sounds like what a lot of people are expected to do. I typed in Shmekshi Melt in Midjourney, and all I got was Melt recreating himself flying on Titanic. Check, I'm flying. Sofa, you flatter me, friend. Thank you. I found nothing but depression working those jobs in the past, and it halts my progress towards something better. The biggest question I have when I read stuff like this, Dan, is what are you building, dude? What do you want to do? Right? Where do you see this skill growing towards, you know? Like the biggest thing that I would recommend is just learn how to uh, use the current AI tools, you know? Learn how to, like if I could recommend something, learn how to integrate ChatGPT's API into different type of services, right? And like make that a package, and then you can sell that package to companies. That would be a really good way to make gang cash, you know? I would do that as well if I knew how to code, but now you do, right? So that could be like one vector. And if you have the next 15 months to get good at something like that, you will be, right? Especially if it's your livelihood on the line. I misspelled pigs. Jan, I'm thankful. I had remedies before, during, and after too. Will be interested to meet again for Refresh Remedy. Mine is also almost due for a refresh. Thank you, Shell, for echoing the love that you have for them. Always so nice to share the space of Sofa. You have such fun energy, right? Makes me excited to have him or her here. I don't even know. 15 months, you got plenty of time to make a move. Exactly. It's true. So much love. I was at a nudist resort yesterday and was sitting in a hot tub with other nudists, and we were talking about grounding and meditation and centering the mind. Probably also just the hot water was moving. No, all of those things are very important, Brother Bear. Grounding, as in putting your bare feet on the earth, I believe, it has positive benefits. The way that people articulate as to why it's good for you is that we have electrons, right, flowing through our bodies, and we can become negatively charged. We can have a bunch of negative electrons building up in our body, and touching ground that is positively charged zaps those negative charged electrons from your body. And I don't know if it's true, but I do it anyway because it feels good. It feels good to just kind of like have that sensation of earth underneath your feet. Makes you feel a sense of connectedness, even if it doesn't do anything. Yes, just beyond that, we go through things and we need support and perspective. It's okay, Dan. So much love. Hot booty water. So far, I thought you could call each other naturalists. There's a club in the next town over. I mean, whatever word works. It's too cold here right now for all of them naked folks. I bet they're all in jackets right now. I believe clothing is functional, right? Like if you're inside your home and your home is perfectly temperature controlled, I can kind of understand the appeal of being nude inside your home. But going outside your home and being nude, that doesn't make sense to me. One, you can get sunburned, no. And for me, it's just like going bare ass on things, right? Like if I even if my home was temperature controlled, I would have a hard time just going straight bare ass to couch. I don't know. That just doesn't really resonate as something that I would want to do. Right? I would rather just wear a robe or like a boxer or something than just going full commando. Why are we talking about this? I didn't change my mind. I'm changing my mind right now. Maybe I'll change my mind in the future about that as well. Who knows? But we used to participate with naturalism at home so far. My son got over it when he got hair. We liked walking naked and afraid like that. Must be especially interesting if you have children. Yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to cope just with like randomly seeing my parents naked. At least if it's like if it just starts happening now, I probably lose my mind. But if it happens, from a young age, it becomes a new normal, I guess. My brain's getting melted right now. Thank you guys. Fear has gotten the better of me today, but you are all a reminder that it's gonna be okay. It will be okay. 15 months is a long time, and you're gonna keep growing skills, bro. Right? Even though the 3-month boot camp you went on might not be enough, you have 15 months on top of that, right? And that will be enough, especially with the tools you have right now, dude. Like, this is probably the best time you could ever learn how to do what you're doing right now when it comes to the upside potential of being able to make, a lot of money on the other side. So it'll be fine. Maybe I'll reach out to you, bro. Maybe I can try and help, and give you some direction, something to focus on, because that's the biggest thing, dude. It's like it's easy enough to learn a new skill. It's easy enough to grow, but it's hard to know what it is we're supposed to do, what's actually going to be valuable, and then having people that are willing to help you to kind of flush things out, on the other side as well. Dan, it will be okay. Just remember, one door closed means probably 10 more are opening. Choose your path. And there will be more jobs in the future as well, right? Like I like this quote especially, where it goes, you backtrack a little bit. The job you would be working in the future might not even exist right now, right? That there are going to be so many things changing over the next 100 years that I believe most of the jobs we call jobs right now are probably going to be seen as relics of the past. You know, the jobs that we're going to get in the future are going to be probably even more insane, maybe even more fun, right? More adventurous, more exciting. Cats don't care whether I have clothes on or not. They're not judgy. Yeah, they don't care. They don't really care. Yeah, they just like warm. You know, they like being comfy as well. What happened to the Irish guy? Nelson? I believe he's still. Is he still streaming? I don't know, actually. I think, out of all of the friends who used to stream during the RPAN days, I might be the last one standing. I think Bird in a Cage is still streaming. I think Office Drummer, he's doing well for himself on Twitch as well. But I don't know if PK is streaming anymore. Sensane isn't anymore. Uncle Becky isn't anymore. Not really. Not the way we used to. It's hard. It's hard without a community the way we used to have it on RPAN. Irish guy. The Irish, anyone so far? Maybe that's why I like streaming much too. We're all bare in there and definitely meditating. Exactly. It really is a meditative experience. I was talking about this with Shan, where she mentioned to a friend the space, and she showed her day 888, and she could, without having to see all of it, register the type of person that I am. And was this real moment where I was like, huh, I really do expose my soul, in this space. Like I'm more naked in this space than I would be if I had no clothing on and I said nothing at all, right? As a fractal. Isn't that interesting? Like you friends have seen into the depths of my being in ways that not many people are willing to even see into themselves. And I do believe the depth you see in me reflects back into you, right? You cannot see depth in me without acknowledging that depth in yourself, right? If I talk about, for example, a common fractal, issues with food, right? Just saying those words, issues with food, right? To a person who has never had enough food to eat in their lives, they'll register, oh, you have issues with food. That must mean you don't get enough food to eat, right? Food is so scarce, you don't get to eat enough of it. No, that's not what I mean. And yet, because we grew up in this age of abundance, especially so with access to food, our issues with food are more so not being able to stop eating it, right? Having so much of it that we can eat ourselves into poor health. And again, right, if we didn't share that fractal, you wouldn't understand what I'm saying. And that's just like a rough example for the rest of it as well. Thank you, friends, for growing with me. Mm-mm-mm-mm. For crafters, right, it's amazing to just strip away and return to it as a genuine earth state. I do go when it's like full moon. I'll walk outside, like completely bare as naked, just for the experience of almost like resetting, right? Like the way I usually articulate to myself in that moment, being naked in the moonlight, I like tell myself, you see, here you are, nothing, no possession, not even clothing on your body, and yet you can be. You can still feel joy about living. You can still feel fulfilled. You can still feel satisfied, right? You don't need anything to garner this experience of satisfaction from your life. And it's a good reminder to have sometimes. Nelson the dog went to the Twitch, same username. Is he still streaming on Twitch? Do let me know. Racha is streaming too. As Racha, fuck. AF, I'm happy that she's streaming as well. I used to remember her sitting in her car. That was like her go-to stream space. Maybe she's still doing that. Dan, it will definitely be okay. And sounds like you've got a nice cushion that gives you some options, at least for a while. Count your blessings. This is the way. Does anyone have tips on how to deal with munchies cravings? Oh, there it comes. Exactly. I don't know. I don't know. One thing, one tip, one tip I have is writing, right? I'll notice that if I want to start eating things during munchies, and I just take out a little, for me, I take out my tablet and I open my notes and then I just write. I like do like affirmations, positive I am as affirmations, as in what follows I am follows you. So when you make the statement I am and you say something, you should be damn sure that whatever you say after I am is something that you want to be. Okay? I am happy. Yeah, I want to be happy. I am happy. I am horrible. Do I want to be horrible? Then why am I saying that? Right? So, kind of like taking that as an approach. When you feel that need to fill yourself with energy, you can just fill yourself with I am statements. And I get into like a loop where I'll just like keep writing and writing and writing until I kind of get past the need to eat something. That's one. Drink water. That can help as well. That's like a kind of like a basic one, but it can work. Who's Nelson? You don't know Nelson the dog? He has like this beautiful hair. You can be a little bit abrasive, but beautifully so. Like that's his thing to be the way that he is. Films he streams on Twitch. There we go. Eat fiber dense foods that fill you up. Yeah, fiber dense foods, and on top of that, just eating enough protein during your day, right? Because sometimes we will lack protein and then our body will continue signaling us, you need to eat more food. And then you'll eat carbohydrates, and then those carbohydrates don't add any more protein to your diet or any fiber. And then your body is going to again tell you, yeah, we're still in need, right? I still need this resource, protein, eat more food, and then you'll eat more. And it's like this insulin spike. So just eating a little bit more protein has helped me personally. Yo, you're hurting my legs a little bit, Ivakis. Look at how pretty she is. Okay. Yeah, thank you for the lovin's. Identify what exactly you're craving. Salty, sweet, crunchy, mouth busyness. And figure out why. And then think out smart substitutes that you can make that will scratch that itch. Very good advice as well. My mouth is dry, and I might have some water and a spoon of peanut butter. I should buy some hazelnuts. I mean, peanut butter isn't bad necessarily in and of itself. I mean, if you've lost 30 kilograms, I'm pretty sure you understand the fundamentals of calories in versus calories out. So allow yourself the cravings, but just do it in a way where you are still kind of like hitting your calorie needs. So if you like, for instance, a spoonful of peanut butter, calculate how much calories are in your spoonful of peanut butter and then make sure that it doesn't go over your nutritional needs. I just really want to get fries from Macca's, so I better go get some water. There you go, the water one. I have some fruit and natural yogurt. You're right, it's low calorie. One of the chips things is like you might just need salt, right? If you find yourself, like I wanted to, that's kind of where I thought Sam was going with what you're craving. What you're craving might just signal to you what it is you're in a state of need of. And salt, if you're not eating enough salt in your diet, you will pretty much unequivocally crave salty foods, and that might be chips or fries, as you mentioned. So just getting the salt in and of itself might actually kind of like curb stomp those cravings as well. I don't have any dietary restrictions. Pork rinds work for me as a good potato chip substitute. Yeah, there we go. That could work as well, actually. Gotta get ready to go to the bank. Gonna be smart about finances. Love you, Dry. Good luck, friend. I can't imagine how hard that must be, but I know you got this. We'll be here again when you come back, friend. Ain't nobody want my bare landscaping ass on our leather couch. Yeah, I don't want my bare, not, I don't landscape, just my bare ass on leather couches. I just don't, that just doesn't sound like a vibe to me, right? I'm imagining like the imprint that my ass will leave if it's like a hot day, if there's sweat involved. No, no. I would rather just wear clothing. Thank you very much. Not because I'm being socially conditioned into doing so, just because it's practical and I like it, and it makes me, it gives me like a little vapor barrier, essentially, between me and my outside world. Not to mention the pain involved in having to peel yourself off after having sat there for longer than 5 seconds. Yeah, that where your skin is. Sounds like a good idea, Dry. Yeah, it does. I grew up in a pretty clothes optional home, but real nudists slash naturalists put towels down and always carry one. No bare assing on the furniture. I heard about that as well. But then again, what would I rather do? Carry a little towel in my hand or just make that towel like I'm imagining this progression, right? And this is how my brain operates. Where I'm now nudist and now I have my little towel because you don't bare ass on things. And then I carry my little towel with me. And then I'm like, man, it would be so cool if I could like fix this to my body somehow. And then I take a longer towel and then I put it around my body, right? Around my waist, for example. And then I'm like, oh, I can use this little towel now sitting down, but I have to be like super mindful, like to reverse to make sure the towel actually falls underneath my butt cheeks. So I'm going to just like stitch the bottom part of the towel together underneath my legs to make sure that it kind of like keeps my ass covered. And then I have pants. Now I'm just wearing pants, So like I would rather just wear pants before going through the whole whole experience, first. That's the way I think about it at least. Why does your couch smell like up dog? What's up, dog? Nothing much. What's up? What's up with you? Y'all have made me feel a lot better. Love you. Love you, Dan, so much, friend. Always. You guys gave me the energy to get my coding homework done and make my taco soup. Wow, I'm happy to hear that. Have you considered that mushroom experience? Might be even more hard with what you're going through right now, but might be a good kind of like mindset to go into it as well. Uncertainty, right? Being willing to embrace complete uncertainty, knowing that that's probably going to be the reality of the situation going into the future as well. Very nice, Sam. Mine is as follows: about a pound of ground beef, a can of black beans, diced tomatoes, dice them, none of that canned business, spice blends, chili powder, oregano, tomato, paprika, cumin, garlic powder, salt, pepper, tomato paste, a little bit of sugar, beef stock, cream cheese, a dash of Cholula, and water. That does sound nice. When you say taco soup, though, soup is water based in my mind, and I did see you add water at the end of that, but I'm guessing it's just like saucy beef and beans essentially. I guess it can be considered a soup. Hey Google, hey Google, define soup. Soup, a liquid dish, especially savory and made by boiling meats, vegetables, and fish, etc., in stock or water. A substitute or mixture regarded as resembling soup in appearance and consistency. Yeah. It has to be liquid. It has to be liquid, it seems. Right? If I can't pull whatever you call soup through a syringe and then I'm sorry for that visual. Out of that syringe it's not soup, right? Then it might just be like a gravied meat or something. Like a ground beef. Hello puppy. You're blocking my comments, yo. She's jealously standing here, being like, "Come on, dude, come on, like, that's my spot. I'm the only one who's supposed to be." Eva actually listened. Yeah, yeah, it's my spot. This, yeah, it is. Ah, wat? Wat verblaf jij? Wat verblaf jij? Dat is niks om te blaffen, nee. Jij is gewoon om te blaffen. Cream cheese. That's a good idea. I'm too lazy. I hate dicing tomatoes, so I just use canned Rotel. In my personal experience, Sam, using canned tomatoes still works, right? Like it still tastes pretty tomatoey. Guess it's just a matter of the effort, right? It's not just like soup with taco flavors. It's soupy, not saucy. Taco flavors, soup consistency. Okay, I'll stand down. I want that option. It doesn't include hours of backbreaking manual labor, though, Duck. Oh, I performed the test. Ranch powder makes an excellent taco soup addition to ranch powder. Food science. The fact that we can make ranch powder, right? Now I have to imagine, do they take normal ranch and then powder it? Or is it more a thing in and of itself, right? Where it doesn't have to be. Oh man, the sun is behind that tree trunk. I'm staring directly into it. I should probably stop doing that. I should really like looking at the sun. Carry an asked cook soup can have chunks, Mel. That's true. Soup can have chunks. I'll I'll kind of concede. Soup can have chunks. But again, it's made for tacos, right? That's the thing I'm thinking about. If it's made for tacos, I'm guessing that's why he mentioned it's like taco flavors. It's taco flavors. So it doesn't have to go in a taco shell. But he did mention he bought a bunch of tacos. So like that's where I'm like kind of stuck. Where if you take a soup and you try to put it in a taco, it's gonna go right. And if it doesn't do that, then it's not a soup in my mind. If you put it in a taco shell and it doesn't go running out the sides, it stops being a soup, right? If it does go running out the sides, I'd be like, yeah, that's a soup. Surely. There we go. No, no, it's not made for tacos. It's soup with taco flavors. Okay, yeah, that's how I registered the second time you mentioned it. That's why I was like, okay, I concede. 1111. Maybe we use Melt's syringe test. Yeah, good question. At what point is it a stew? Like that's how. Like it depends on the parts per million you can get inside the syringe. If there's like bits blocking it or something, no longer classifies as a soup. Hubby brought that up too. To be honest, I'm curious, but not enough to roll the dice on losing a whole bowl of soup. Yeah, exactly. It's made taco flavors. I want that soup now. I'm so hungry. Eat something, please. Please, Joy. Eat some whole foods. Get yourself some good proteins. Like a hypocrite, I'll tell you to eat some vegetables. Uh, did I eat a vegetable today? No. No, I didn't. I ate an apple. And then I ate chicken breasts and seeded low GI bread. It feels like a brick. The bread feels like a brick, and when you eat it, it feels like you actually have to chew on something. I kind of like that about it. And some avo on the bread. It was nice. French toast sticks, yeah. The tacos were last week melt. This week I'm making taco soup. I'm gonna eat the soup from a bowl, not a taco shell. Okay, I'm there with you. I'm there with you. Right, it makes more sense. That is a soup now. Kelly saying, "Oh damn, what did I walk in on this morning? Everybody's naked. Duck's nuts are on the good furniture, and we're defining the definition of soup." I don't know how it happens, Kelly. Save me. I don't know. Sometimes we get so far off of base. Maybe that's the way it's supposed to be, right? We were talking about changing our minds, right? I changed my mind. I'm hearing chickens about whether or not Dan was actually making himself a soup. Pink Lady Apple, yeah, it was Pink Lady Apples, Shan. It was a nice one, even. I really do enjoy apples. They really do slap. Peppy is putting spit on my leg. Wow, Sam, you just leveled this whole situation. Would we make a cornbread bowl for the soup, I wonder? That's what I was going as well, where I was imagining a taco that had like 4 vectors instead of just 2. and then you could use it as a soup bowl. But then I imagined it getting soggy and then the soup falling through and on your hand, and I was like, nah. We have something called bani chow in South Africa, where it's like a normal loaf of bread, like cut it basically in half, and then you take out the bread in the middle, and then you put like a ground beef, soupy ground beef, not that soupy, semi-soft ground beef inside that bowl. Oh, look at how my leg looks. She had some poop on her feet as well or something. Nice, nice. Thanks, Pippi. Always bringing the earth with me wherever you go. Just little small bits of Pippi as her hair on my body as well. I feel at home, lovely people. Hope you're enjoying the weekend so far. Even better with you here, Kelly. Sending you lovin's. I'll make scramble with some spinach, onions, and tomatoes, and some toast. Yeah, that sounds like a wholesome meal. I like it. Either back out slowly or get the hose, Kelly. Find yourself with Mexican or oregano for this soup will be a game changer. I'm hearing chickens. I just suddenly heard. I don't know if you can hear them. It doesn't seem that way. And I was like, what is that? And then I heard them cackle again, and I was like, okay, chickens. I've been watching some decent Pink Lady, watching for some decent Pink Lady apples, but I haven't been able to find any. I'm not a single apple. It's not apple season though, so I might have to wait to try it again. I hope you do get to. Like Pink Ladies are my personal preference for apples, and I really like them. Kelly, when it's hot out, I do say Pippi's coming back for seconds. I got ball soup going on. I'm gonna just pretend I didn't read that. Okay, in a reality where I didn't read that comment, or at least in a reality where I'm too stupid to understand what it means, I'll continue. I think Pink Lady season is October. You've had Pink Ladies, Sam. What is your verdict? You like Pink Ladies? They're my favorite, so I'm always on the lookout. Yes, yes, I get to share the Pink Lady apple fractal with Sam as well. How about that? No, I can't hear the foul. I just jumped into action to push a lady's car who ran out of gas in the middle of the busy road, kicked off my flip-flops, and used my natural tree stump legs to get it away. Nailed it. Superhero unlocked. Bro, that lady is going to think about that for the rest of her life. Oh, about this handsome. I mean, like, I know how handsome you look right now as well, bro. Like there's probably some tempest raging. Oh, it's like, yeah, see, look at this absolute sex goddess, sex god, pushing my car barefooted, no sandals, no flip flops even necessary. Superhero status unlocked. Damn, Sam, I want the apples, but it's not October fall season. Good job, Doug. The winner of the hybrid apple wars was the Honey Crisp. Straight up Mother Nature's candy, literally. We stock apples season round. Keep looking, your market may roll. Some wax ones out, it's true. I've been really digging sweet tango apples. I don't think I've had those either. Brilliant job. Love the image, right? Just Duck Dad being a G, being himself, being the expression of love in the world. That lady. It's 17:17 right now, and my battery percentage is on 47. That one's 41. This one is 41 as well. Yeah. Nice. Synchronicity in that fractal as well. Okay, let's do a few minutes of Kalimba, shall we? I watched the Blackberry movie a while ago now. Sam recommended that she watch. Well, Sam watched it and talked about it, and I was like, okay, I'll have to see it as well. And that movie really illuminated the amount of effort and hoops we have to jump through to change people's minds, right? To sell things essentially. And I'm thinking about how there was this scene, two scenes distinctively, I was tripping out about while playing the kalimba today. My nail has been making this weird tin sound, and I've been accepting that it's good enough. And there was this line at the start of the movie where one of the main characters goes, "Good enough is the enemy of America," or something like that, right? That being okay with things being good enough is like what has allowed the downfall we're experiencing. And then later in the movie, when Apple unveils their product, there is this moment where he's trying to sell the device that they've made, and then the people giving him the contract straight up say the words, "Yeah, okay, fine, it's good enough." And I'm just trying to imagine how these people, the people who built this product, they're multimillionaires right now, right? They have more money than they probably know what to do with. But at the same time, they probably consider themselves failures, right? Like they had everything they needed. They were first. They basically created the cell phone as it is right now. And yet that power slipped from their hands because they were stuck in a certain mode of consciousness. Yeah. Changing our minds. It's hard. It's hard, especially if we know that the thing that's working is working, right? 74. Listening. Someone from a warm climate trying to teach me what soup is. Fucking day, mate. To the level of control I'm exercising right now to avoid turning into an absolute debauchery is impressive. I'd say so myself, lol. Just in time. Thank you for being. Thank you for being alongside us, Joe Schmo. So beautifully, dear friend. Kelly, samesies. Hey Google, define debauchery. Debauchery, excessive indulgence in sex, alcohol, or drugs. Yeah, that sounds about right. Debauchery. Yeah, food, yo. Stays good, right? Food just stays good. Like, it concerns me that I wonder sometimes, like, is there some sort of portal inside of me, that teleports the food away after I eat it? Because why? Oh, why do I want to eat again after I just ate something? Or why are you like this, dude? Didn't you just get food? Where did that food go? Oh, where is it? Like, how is it possible that you want to eat more? Some debauchery right there. Degenerates, the lots of you. No, you. No, you degenerates. I'm holy and all of those things, right? I'm so great and fantastic. I never make any mistakes. This one. This one. Card time. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Melt calling me a sex goddess. I mean, duck that. I do consider bodies feminine, right? That is like a weird thing that I've conditioned myself into understanding. All bodies. Everybody you've ever seen is feminine, right? The part of them that sees you is masculine in my mind, right? And it's not gender, it is polarity, like a magnet, right? A magnet has a positive and negative pole. And then electrons move from one pole to another, right? That is masculine and feminine energy. And the part of you that's aware, part of you that pays attention, gives that energy to the part of you that is aware of, right? The embodied part of yourself. little body, right? She's a somebody. It's a somebody kiss. It's a baby kiss. We all have nipples. We do all have nipples. I mean, we all used to have vaginas at one point as well. Do you know about that? That when you are conceived, before the instruction set is given for you to have a pebnis or a vagine, all of us have vagines. Isn't that weird? Yeah. Yeah, it is pretty weird. Why do men have nipples? Because we're all technically, again, feminine at birth or feminine at the conception, you know, and then only later there's differentiation. Do you think some people glitch and are born without nipples? I mean, some people glitch and are born with extra nipples. So I don't think without is impossible. There is purple in there. She has like little green flowers, and then that inside heart is a purple one. Yes, we are all girls and get turned into boys. Some of us, yeah. I happen to be one of those. I don't mind being a man, to be completely honest. I think you women have it a lot harder than we do. Just the fact that you get periods alone, right? If it was only that, if you could like have children through osmosis or just like in an instance, that would be a little bit less hectic. But the fact that you can have children on top of the fact that you have to have periods every single month for decades of your life, you know, that does seem pretty brutal. And I don't envy that. I do envy the fact that you friends get to carry life inside of your bodies, right? That is pretty cool. Like the fact that that's even possible. It's like there's an actual organism growing inside of me. And then I can bring that organism out into the world. And then it will look at me and ask me for food. Like that's fucking crazy. So crazy. Obviously, men have nipples to cup them ridiculously and dance in the mirror. I don't know what that means. Cup them and then dance in the mirror? I haven't done that myself. I like being a girl, but boys kind of like pee wherever they want to. It makes me super jelly. Yeah, that's like a pretty cool, you know, advantages we have. Like you can pee standing up. You have a little extension. Fucking hell. What are we doing right now? I'm changing my mind. Change my mind to something else. The shiwi. Yeah, I mean the shiwi might work, but it's still going to be full of pee, right? Still gonna be full of pee. You're gonna have to put it away somewhere. You're gonna have to like shake it off or something. Maybe get pee on yourself. Maybe like have like an extra bottle of water to clean it off with, you know, and then carry it with you. Like mine is just attached to my body, you know. I guess that is something to be jealous of. Yeah, I'm so blessed. Got a pepness. We literally have a portal between our legs that summons beings and souls into the physical reality. Yeah, exactly. Right. Like that's some straight up God level power. That's my favorite way of like thinking about women giving birth to children as well, actually, Maxine. That you literally give your body as a portal to new consciousness to enter this realm of existence. That's insane. That's like so crazy. Something you can buy. That'll help with. I just made the pharmacist cringe. Dry swallowed my medication in front of them. I do that too. I said, "What? Do you just want? You're asking me questions without the medication. I cannot answer." I felt that, Doc. I also dry swallow my medication. If it's like a certain amount of pills, you know, I can also like do copious amounts at the same time. Like the most I've done was like, I think something like 12 different pills, you know, and then just like, and someone looks at me like, the fuck did you, how did you do that? I'm like, what you do is you put them in your mouth and then you swallow with the water. You just swallow the water. You don't think about the pills. Like you would swallow water, you swallow the water. Now I'm like super conscious about how it feels to swallow water. Okay, I think we're coming to the end of our stream. I felt that, Doc. Oh, let's see. what the card was that we pulled again. One more time. Compassionate Pele. Card number 41. Didn't both the battery percentages was 41, right? Yeah, that's more synchronicity. I like that. Card number 41. Compassionate Pele. Compassionate Pele. Compassion and emotional maturity. Them fours, right? At least I didn't chew. Yeah, dry swallow, a gel cap. That's my limit. Or at least like a little bit of spit in your mouth, you know? Like, okay, I'm gonna stop with this. It's my card. Yeah, I was hoping you would actually notice, Joy. It is your card. Like I did this one, and then there's like another one called, it's also a Pele card. This one. Pele Summons, you know. This is Joy Vive's Rage perspective, where she becomes a lava goddess and she melts people with her contrariness. But this one is the compassionate one and the emotional maturity. Pele is the compassionate volcano goddess of Hawaii. Traditionally, she is depicted as powerful, yet selfish, contrary, even vengeful. This card's alternative depiction comes from the shared visions relating to her compassionate or passionate side. She is, as we are, maturing and becoming more loving and compassionate. Compassion is not passive, it is actively opening the heart through the awareness of the interdependence of all things, including other creatures, nature, and the inanimate world. At our core essence, we exist as pure, unconditional love. Yes, at our core essence, we exist as pure, unconditional love. Realizing empathy and concern for others. We sometimes forget this essence in our emotional immaturity, acting sometimes as if we have. I'm going to read that sentence again because I butchered it. We sometimes forget this essence, or in our emotional immaturity, act as if we have. Compassion is the embodiment of emotional maturity and a clue to better understanding our humanness. Compassionate Pele now becomes an example and guide for those who are intentionally remembering their soul essence, hearts created from sacred geometry's golden spirals inform your movement towards emotional maturity. As we mature together, we realize hope for the future of the human race. Let this card be a reminder to walk the path of peace and compassion in every way, every day. Every day. Every single day. Because every day is going to be another day to every day again. Know that your every thought, word, and action has an effect on the whole and touches the spirit of every other being. Walk in awareness with compassion for all of creation. When we lose weight, where does it go? We exhale it, actually. Did you know that? Like, I'm not joking. Because you inhale oxygen and you exhale carbon dioxide, right? And the carbon that is attached to them, the dioxides, is literally the carbon attached to your fat molecules. Hey, Google, show me the carbons attached to fat. Yeah, I'm gonna have to search that one. There we go. Look at this. Look at this shiznit. You see that? That's what fat looks like. And then there's some carbons. Carbon. It's like the literal backbone of fat is carbon. All right. So when you lose weight, you literally exhale the fat. Isn't that crazy? Like some of it you do pee out. Some of it, gets turned into water with those hydrogen molecules. But most of it is exhaled. Isn't that interesting? I find that fascinating. I also had the same question at one point, Joy, and I was like, seriously, like actually seriously, like you exhale most of the fat that you lose by losing weight. It's pretty interesting. Like I can do a Google search if you want to. Hey Google, actually let's do ChatGPT. It's gonna give me a more concise answer. It's loading up. Please don't let me log in again. Okay, good. Hey Google. No, that's not Google. Sorry, ChatGPT. ChatGPT is like so offended right now. It's like, do you forget my name? No, I don't. Hey Chat, can you please tell me where fat goes when I lose it? Boom. Here it goes. When you lose fat, it doesn't just magically disappear. It actually undergoes a process known as oxidation or metabolism. During weight loss, your body breaks down fat molecules into their constituent parts, which are carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. The majority of these components are exhaled from your body as carbon dioxide when you breathe. So when you lose fat, you're primarily exhaling it as carbon dioxide. This is why breathing is an essential part of the fat burning process. The remaining components, such as water, H2O, are excreted through your body through various means, including in the urine, sweat, and other bodily fluids. It is important to note that fat doesn't convert into muscle or get converted into energy. Instead, the fat cell shrinks in size as the stored triglycerides are broken down and used for energy. Regard physical activity and a balanced diet. Regular physical activity and a balanced diet create an energy deficit leading to fat loss over time. Yeah, you exhale it. You exhale all of the fat you'll ever lose. Keep breathing, dear friends. Seriously, that's wild. Yeah, healing breath. There we go. Wait, I've missed where you could use your voice with ChatGPT. Just like, hey Google. Oh, I have like a no. It just opened itself up. I have a voice button on my keyboard, so I can press that voice button and then use my keyboard as an input device on any place that I can use a keyboard, basically with my voice. I like being able to talk to my tech. I wish I could close the boundary even more. Ah, cool. Yeah. Thank you, friends. Oh, for joining me. That's cool. Thanks, Mel. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Thank you for being interested. Being a human is pretty cool. Being a human with other human beings, even cooler. Especially with humans as cool as you. Have the most beautifulest day, everyone. I wholeheartedly love you all so very extremely, whoppingly supersized, monstrously, astronomically dearly, melt in all of you oh so very incredibly, amazingly, astonishingly, flabbergastingly, spectacularly, extraordinarily gorgeous friends. As we love you, dearest Shan. So much love to all of you too. Bye to you, Dry. Good luck with all of your adventures. Gonna go on adventures until we do this again tomorrow, dear friends. Love you to the moon. There it is. Love you to the moon. And then back. And then back to the moon. And then back to you. And then back to the moon. And then back to you. And back to the moon. And back to you. back